You know, guys, originally I was going to make a video about Black Ops 6 today, and you would have had back-to-back Black Ops 6 videos, and I think I'm still going to do one tomorrow. Definitely need to talk about that pay-to-win audio thing that's been going on.
You what?
But seeing as how today is Wednesday and tomorrow's Thursday by the time you guys are watching this, that would mean that the people over on New Zealand, quote-unquote, their first day of Black Ops 6 will be Thursday, which means the Black Ops 6 only content is probably starting tomorrow, which means today is the last day that I will be talking about Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3.
We did it!
And honestly, guys, this feeling is like getting over a pretty toxic dogshit relationship with a fat bitch and just having all of that weight lifted off of your shoulders just so you can get into another toxic relationship very shortly after. But in times like these, it is only right that we reminisce on what made Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 the best, worst Call of Duty of all time. But before we get into it, guys, you already know what to do. If you guys are excited for Black Ops 6 content and you're ready for me to talk shit, if you're ready to listen to the Scatmaster tear into Treyarch and Activision's assholes, you're in the right spot. So make sure to leave a like on today's video and subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 35,000 by January, and I genuinely think we can do it. So without further ado, guys, my final review of Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3. And the way that I feel about this game should be pretty obvious considering the fact I still call it Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3. Yeah, first and foremost, I know a lot of people out there really enjoyed this game. And that's not to say that this was not enjoyable whatsoever. There was definitely some very enjoyable aspects of Modern Warfare 3. That sounds weird. Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3. And probably what everybody's gonna go towards is the fact that it's very smooth and that the post-launch content it was actually very nice, and some of the events were pretty cool too. And you know, the Scatmaster tips his hat to you because that's a very brave thing for anybody to say, because I just have this feeling people are forcing their positivity towards this game. Now, don't get me wrong, there's obviously people that genuinely enjoy the game, but I think people have whatever the reverse of rose-tinted glasses are. They're like shit-tinted fucking contacts, I guess. Because the launch of this game literally set this game up for failure from the goddamn start since day one, and you guys have seen my beta review. Before this game actually came out, I told everybody on video the #1 deterring factor of this game is going to be the fact that we launched with 0 original content.
Now listen!
And for some people, that doesn't really matter, especially if you bought the game for like Season 1, 2, 3 onwards. But for those of us who bought this game around launch, how many people genuinely kept playing this game throughout? Well, let's be honest here, unless you're a content creator that's obviously doing this for the cash, I don't think very many people actually enjoyed this because it got stale way too many times. Not just after the launch, which again, absolute buffoon fucking decision from Activision and or Sledgehammer Games to not include any original maps at launch, which also just points towards the fact that this game's a fucking DLC. But especially after like Season 1 and 2, this game still didn't really have its own identity, I think. It still genuinely felt like MW 2019 Part 2, Part 2. And I think when it's all said and done, this will be one of the more forgettable Call of Duties, just based off of the fact that we kind of had it for 2 years. Like, if you really think about it, MW 2019 Part 2, had Infinity Ward just made the correct decisions, right? Like, had they just sped up the speed of the game, had they given us red dots on the minimap and dead silence as a perk and some other cool factors that Sledgehammer did, the two games side by side, they're quite similar. One of them slowed down for the slow motherfuckers on the short bus, and the other one's made for people who actually like moving their ass and not having their ball sack stapled to the goddamn corner behind a fucking claymore. To which point, I will give this game the credit. The competitive spirit of this game that so many people play Call of Duty for was actually somewhat relevant and or present in this game, at least when you compare it to something like MW 2019 and 2019 Part 2. So for all intents and purposes, I would consider that a positive. Just the fact that the developers have significantly more competence Not that that's saying much, but they genuinely do significantly more than the fucking Infinity Tards out there. So this is essentially the edited version of MW 2019 Part 2 with good decisions, better pacing, and not just completely 100% catering to absolute fucking piss cans on the goddamn internet. So to those of you guys that are going to get upset with the Scatmaster thinking that I have absolutely nothing positive to say about this game, let it be known right now, this is not the worst Call of Duty of all time. The worst Call of Duty of all time, coincidentally, goes to MW 2019 Part 2, and just on the brink, Vanguard.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
And then there's some honorable mentions from previous eras like Ghost or Infinite Warfare. A lot of people really didn't like Call of Duty 3. In my opinion, MW 2019 Part 3 doesn't really fit in that category. Like, I can't look at those 3 games side by side, 2019 Part 1, 2, and 3, and say that they're all equal on par with each other. To say that, I don't think you're being realistic, and I think we're getting a little caught up in the rage bait, but if I were to stack MW 2019 Part 3 next to any of the other Golden Era CODs, I mean, it just sticks out like a sore thumb. It does not belong there. I think a lot of people had extremely high hopes for this game, just judging off of the fact that we're continuing the trilogy of the Modern Warfare series, except it's rebooted. And especially when it comes to the crowd of gooch lickers that loved MW 2019, this was probably something that they were looking forward to quite a bit, especially given the fact that we were going to get the original MW2 2009 maps completely remastered. Even for myself, the Scatmaster, the #1 COD hate channel in the entire galaxy, they kind of had me reeled in for this too, because I was very, very, very interested to get my hands on the MW2 remastered maps and play through them once again. But unfortunately, as a lot of us kind of imagined, not only did this new era and engine of Call of Duty games completely not fit with a lot of these maps, but when we talk about something like skill-based matchmaking, yeah, not really the best look on some of these maps. Like, I genuinely could not enjoy Terminal the same way that I did before. But it just goes back to the same old regurgitated SBMM argument. Do I want to do that every single day and have the exact same experience every single day? Fuck no, man! Absolutely not. And the fact that we had to go through that on High Rise, on Terminal, on a lot of these classic maps, it really took away from the experience and the nostalgic hit that they hoped we would have had. And this part's gonna be a little bit of a hot take, but I genuinely blame a lot of my distaste for this game on a lot of the social media accounts out there, on a lot of different content creators that were regurgitating the same bullshit all throughout this entire year. I was hearing people say that this is the greatest COD since Black Ops 4. I started saying shit like that. And when you repeat certain phrases like that, you create this sort of bubble around Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 where I can't formally criticize it for what it is and all the issues that it has, because I realize in comparison, this is not the worst Call of Duty game that we've ever had. But there's a problem in that, because we have people like Charlie Intel and Doug Dimmadome Warzone.
Fuck you, Doug!
And all these other accounts just hyping up the game every time a new bundle came out. Oh my god, look, this is the craziest bundle ever. Oh my god, look, your gun turns into a fucking goose. I don't understand half the shit that they're even tweeting. And when there's something severely negative that's happening, they're out to defend Call of Duty by all means. And then there's these other content creators, especially some of these lying, fraudulent fucking gameplay channels that they appear to be having so much fun on this game, right? And it creates this appearance that Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 is such a fun game, except this is the thing. They hate skill-based matchmaking so much, and it has ruined their experience of this game to the extent that they literally do not play this game the same way that the rest of us play it. And it gives this kind of like clickbaity feel not only to their videos, but to the reception of the game. And that's why I say that I can't even enjoy what was the biggest selling point of this game, because they let Call of Duty do that new Call of Duty shit and smear it all over what was MW2 2009. But seriously, if this was gonna be your biggest selling point, you really fucked it up to begin with. And then on top of that, add on the fact that there's no original content at launch, and now we gotta wait months and months and months for this game to actually feel like it has an identity, and we had to sit through all of these gooch-licking content creators and all these fucking shills and fanboys cry about how this game's not a DLC, when it clearly fucking was. If you want to live by the fucking truth, you need to say it how it is. Activision wanted this game to literally be year 2 of MW 2019 Part 2, and when they realized that that game fucking blew cock on a goddamn bun, they decided to make Sledgehammer Games in the fastest way possible, scrap into whatever the fuck they could, a premium title concoction. And now we have MW 2019 Part 3. And granted, the post-launch content for some of these seasons was actually fucking excellent. But the last 2 seasons, where you're finally leaving out your mark. You already fucked up the beginning, at least finish strong, and you couldn't even do that.
You could eat a whole dick, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Why? Because Activision once again screwed over their own developers and gave some of Sledgehammer's maps over to fucking Treyarch, and then we have seasons that launch with 1 map in its entirety, even with its reloaded update. You just ruined whatever momentum you kind of had going. I don't understand how so many people are generalizing this game to be so fucking good. In my eyes, the game launched like shit and died off like shit. Sure, there was a couple of gold nuggets here and there towards the middle, but you didn't start well and you didn't finish well either. Now, the one thing that I will give MW 2019 Part 3, and this is me being as genuine as fucking possible, you're watching recycled gameplay of 2019 Part 3 because I just couldn't fucking stand the pubs. I just got bored of everything. But the one thing I did enjoy was ranked play, and I actually think they did this extremely well. I thought the rewards were crazy. I thought a lot of the event camos were great. I thought the experience of leveling up and having parties, I thought it was all cool. It really did bring me back to the original ranked play experiences that I used to have back in the day, and I really enjoyed ranking up to Crimson. The closest I got was somewhere around Crim 2, I think. I think I was getting somewhat closer and closer to Iridescent, and that would have been cool, except for the fact that we got cheaters and hackers. And that's pretty unfortunate considering that's one of the greatest factors of this game that it has going for it, is fucking ranked play, and half the time we can't even play that shit because 1, your servers are dog shit, secondly, there's cheaters and hackers. So you tell me, genuinely, no matter which angle you look at this game from, there is some sort of negativity buried underneath it. And sure, they can cover the game up and be like, oh look, MW2 maps. Oh look, the most post-launch content in any Call of Duty game in history. You can cover it up however you want, but when you have critical thinking skills and you follow people like the Scatmaster and we actually open your fucking eyes, even if we're talking blatant shit, you start to see what lies beneath. And what lies beneath is a whole lot of fucking filth. But I think it is fair to say that it is the best, worst Call of Duty of all time. When you take a look at all of the worst CODs of all time, like I said earlier in the video, if I were to put MW 2019 Part 3 down there, it's significantly the best, worst one. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's the truth. And in my opinion, what can we give this game? I'm gonna say it, 4.5, maybe a 5, maybe even a 5.5 on like its best day ever. Out of 10, Modern Warfare 3, dog shit all around. Other than that, peace out, suck my balls. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. Where do you rank this game when it's all said and done? Out of 10, where do you have it? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.